Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Welch On-Ice, and today we are back again with episode 3 of our Shootout Shoutout series with the Buffalo Sabres. If this is your first time watching this channel, you are going to want to go back and watch those videos. We've done the Anaheim Ducks, we've done the Boston Bruins, now we are doing the Buffalo Sabres. Are you sensing an alphabetical theme perhaps? But today we are going to be the Buffalo Sabres, and we're just going to dive right into it. But before we do, as always, make sure that you like and subscribe, that you share this channel with a friend. We're getting bigger and we're getting better, and things are rocking and rolling here at Welch On-Ice. And so, yes, make sure that you like and subscribe, share with a friend. And today, without further ado, the Buffalo Sabres.
A few moments later.
So first things first, we're going to check out the lines for Buffalo, see what it is that they're rocking with, and see if we want to make any changes of our own. So they've got McLeod, Thompson, and Doan in the 3 shooting positions, followed by Tuck and Quinn. Honestly, I'm pretty okay with this, but for sake of discussion, let's see what other players they have. Josh Norris is a very fly under the radar type of player, mostly because he's flying on the injured reserve.
Oh no! Our table! It's broken!
He was a really good addition to Buffalo last year at the deadline. He just can't stay healthy. The poor guy can't catch a break. They also have Jason Zucker, who is a really good and consistent player. In this game, he's only an 83 overall, which honestly, I'd give him probably an 85. You may disagree with me. Benson, he is a young stud. He's only 20 years old, and there is a lot to be happy about if you're a Buffalo fan and you see Benson in your lineup. He's just getting better as each year's gone on. I remember his very first goal in the NHL was between the legs, and it was just an absolute beauty of a goal. Now, this is a guy who, before this year, to be honest, I'd never even heard of him. I apologize, Beck, but I hadn't heard of this guy before. Up until this year, I was doing a fantasy hockey league with 20 teams. And so that's a lot of teams for a fantasy league, which means that you are getting into the 3rd and 4th line depth players on your fantasy hockey team. And so that's how I heard about this guy. Anyways, I guess Norris we could add. He's got some pretty good, pretty slick touches. Yeah, Norris this year, he's only played 36 games with the Sabres. He's got 25 points in those games, so pretty good. Very, very unfortunate happenings with him. But this is the lineup we're going to rock with today for today's shootout, so let's jump into the game.
12 seconds later.
Now, Buffalo is a team that I think surprised a lot of people this year. They've had a massive drought when it comes to making the playoffs, and you know, it's been years. It's been years since they've made the playoffs. How many years? What was it? 09, the last season they made the playoffs? Is that right? Okay, I was wrong. The last time that the Buffalo Sabres, oopsies, shoot it. Oopsies, my bad. The last time the Buffalo Sabres made the playoffs was the 2010-2011 season. And so yeah, it's been a hot minute for Sabres fans to see your team in the playoffs. I will say, however, Sabres fans are probably some of the most loyal fans out there. Like, there is no fan base, I would say, that, well, I might be a little bit biased. There's no fan base really that is loyal to a team after years and years and years of losing like Buffalo fans. Uh-oh, that means I got a score now. Let's see if Tuck can get the job done. Wow, that's not what I intended to do. Again, I play goalie be a pro. This is out of the norm for me. Deking and whatnot. Rematch. Now, Buffalo, they are, like I was saying, they're a team that's kind of flown under the radar this season because they didn't start out the season incredibly incredible, but all of a sudden it's just like, where did these guys come from? I mean, they had relatively the same team that they had last year, but much different results this year. They're leading the Atlantic right now. They won last night in a shootout, so that's another 2 points under their belt. They're first in the Atlantic, and it's honestly pretty incredible to see. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so bad at shootouts. I can't remember a time that Buffalo was really as good as they are right now. They are just one of the hottest teams in the NHL, and I think a lot of it has to do with their goaltending. Now, they don't have one, like, this is our starter goalie. Like, they've been rocking back and forth between Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, also, side note, best name in the NHL, in my opinion. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, best name. So they've been rocking with him, and then they've also been rocking Alex Lyon, who has been pretty good for them. And he... Nice. He, in previous years, has been just their backup, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, I will never grow tired of saying that name, has been their starter. But this year, they've kind of bounced back and forth. Like, so Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has... I will say his name as many times as I can in this video. Has 30 games played and 18 wins. Alex Lyon has 35 games played and 20 wins. And so they both have a relatively decent save percentage. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is .911 and Alex Lyon is .910. And so it's just... Oh, almost buried. And so they've been doing... you know, relatively okay. But I would say that goaltending has been one of their strong suits. There's one guy who I also think has been a real strong suit for them, and his name is Tage Thompson. 37 goals so far this season, with about 10 games or so to go left, and yeah, so he could, if he really steps on the gas, you know, he could hit probably 45 goals this season. He might, you know, even hit a flying poke from Sorokin. He may hit 50 if he gets, you know, a few hat tricks, but I feel like that might be pushing it. Tage Thompson is obviously the catalyst for Buffalo's offense. Everything kind of runs through him. You know, he's I saw a video a few weeks ago that said that he tried to take 6 one-timers on the power play, and he's like a little Ovi Jr. out there, just standing in the same spot. He may not have necessarily the finish like Ovi does, because you gotta put respect on the leading NHL all-time goal scorer's name, but he is definitely got quite the clapper. You'd almost think it was like defenseman level. And Bowen Byram wins it for the Sabres. With Tage Thompson this year, you know, I think winning that gold with USA at the Olympics definitely helped his confidence. Buffalo has just been on another level since the Olympic break. Like, what's their record since the Olympic break? Let's see. So according to a post on Instagram, in their first 14 games back from the Olympics, they went 12-1-1. And that was as of March 24th. So this would have been, from the moment I'm recording this, almost a week ago that this was posted. They were 12-1-1. Pretty spectacular, if you ask me. You know, giving Tampa a run for their money at the top of the Atlantic. Another rematch. I think the thing that Buffalo has in their favor is that they're a relatively younger team. Like, you look at guys like Quinn and you look at guys like Benson, who are pretty solid contributors to the lineup, and Josh Doan as well. Doan has 47 points. Quinn has 47 points. Benson has 36 points, and so they've got a relatively younger core leading the charge, but it's obviously backed by some veterans like Tuck and Zucker and Samuelson, I believe. Well, he's a defenseman, actually. I'm just looking at overall stats right now. But yeah, like they've got a young, what's the word I'm looking for? They've got a young, I'll say core for lack of a better term. They've got a pretty young core that's backed with some veterans, and so that's pretty much everything you'd ever want in a team. So it's no wonder why they're doing as well as they are. They got the young legs that are able to last throughout a full season, but also the wisdom of veteran players. It's a perfect balance, and I could see them. Here's my hot take for Buffalo. I could see them going all the way to the conference final this year. which might be kind of crazy to think. But I genuinely believe that Buffalo has a squad that when they get hot, they are hot. And they are a team that plays with grit. Like you look at the Tampa-Buffalo matchup. Let this horn finish honking. You look at the Buffalo-Tampa matchup where it was a line brawl on the ice and there was like 80 penalty minutes in the first period or something like that. It was absolutely nuts. They've got a team that is not afraid to back away from a fight. And I think that that is something that you need in the playoffs. And I think, you know, a guy who kind of leads the charge in that way is their captain, obviously, Dahlin. He is just a force to be reckoned with, and I absolutely cannot stand playing against Buffalo because of this guy. Dahlin is he's one of those players who is a pest and gets in your face, but is good enough to back it with their skill and defensive ability. It's honestly so frustrating because you're just like, come on, man. Like, why can't you get in my face but then be a bad player so that we can actually chirp you? He's got the defensive play to, and not only the defensive play, but also offensively. Like, he's second on the team in points with 67 points. Nice. He's a guy who he can play well defensively, and he's not like a burden out there. Like, you get a lot of offensive defensemen who are defensive liabilities, and that's not Dahlin. Like, he's an offensive defenseman, but he can hold his own on the back end. You also have another guy, first overall pick of 2019, I believe, Owen Power. Or maybe he was 2021. No, 2021 was Slavkovsky. Was 2020 Power? No, that was Beniers, right? Who got it? I don't know. Okay, 2021 was in fact Power and Slavkovsky was in 22. I don't know why I thought Power has been around since 2019, but that is not the case. But you look at Power, I mean, he's not an offensive defenseman per se. Like, he only has 26 points. I believe he does have power play time though with their second unit. Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind. Byram's got the power play time. I feel like I got ADHD. I'm just all over the place because you got well, I guess we're talking about defense. Byram, he's another player who's just stepped up for them. He was with the Avs and was a part of the Middlestat trade over to them. And I mean, Middlestat's now with Boston, but Byram has been a really, really good addition for Buffalo. Again, he brings a little bit of offense to the game, but he also brings some defense. He's young, he's quick, and yeah, there's a lot to be happy about if you are a Buffalo Sabres fan right now. They are. Let's take a look at league statistics. So Buffalo is third overall with 98 points, tied with the Hurricanes, and they're only 1 point back on Dallas. Now you think of powerhouses in the NHL and you think, you know, Colorado and Dallas, and then you think, you know, Carolina, Tampa Bay, and then Buffalo is right in the mix there with 98 points. That's actually crazy. Their goal differential this year is plus 41. They're 45, 21, and 8 right now. It's actually pretty incredible what Buffalo's doing this year. So if you are a Buffalo Sabres fan, you have got to be happy with how your team is playing this year. You've got to be, and Buffalo, just know that when you make the playoffs, and you will, I will be cheering for you. I think Buffalo's going to be one of my favorite teams to watch in the playoffs this year. So, and like I said, conference final, mark my words, Buffalo is getting there, and that's just the way that I think. But without further ado, let's play one more shootout where I actually try and not speak at the same time, and I'll probably still lose. Bruh. I tried doing between the legs, and he never went for the move. You know, some people have been telling me that I need to give up skill stick and use total control. Let me know in the comments. Do you use skill stick or do you use total control? Because I'm living in the past apparently with skill stick. But it's a hill that I'll die on. I love skill stick. And there's a goal for Tage Thompson. Let's see, can Holmstrom tie it up? We win. Yay. Well, that's it. Another episode of Shootout Shoutouts. If you like this video, send it to a friend. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we will see you on the next episode of Shootout Shoutouts with the Calgary Flames. See you then. Peace.